Nice melody. Okay. Okay. Oh, guys, it's here. It's time. It's finally out. The wait is over. Porter Robinson. Okay. Many people know Porter Robinson is who I classify and consider my favorite artist of all time. There's some people that kind of come into contention sometimes. You got like your Edens and your underscores. But when anyone asks me, no matter what the setting, I usually say Porter Robinson is my favorite artist of all time. Part of that is because Worlds, which let me just move the camera up, as you can see right there, is what I consider my favorite album of all time. Nurture, obviously, right next to it there. That was like my first 3x3 I made ages ago. It's time for Porter's third studio album, okay? Worlds, my favorite album of all time. Absolutely incredible. Genre defining at the time. Nurture, okay, came out 3 years ago. And that album was also stellar for completely different reasons. I gave both albums a 10 out of 10 score, which I don't do very often. So now, my question is, Smile, this is the third album. Will this also be a 10? Because I've seen some discussions online in, kind of music discussion places. I've seen some Hive Mind videos of it. I've seen it on Reddit and Twitter. The perfect 3-album run. Now, I always see this phrase and I think, that doesn't mean 3 10 out of 10 albums in a row. That just means the 3 albums in a row, could that be considered perfect for the artist? But Porter he's in a very unique position for me where he could actually make 3 albums in a row that I consider a 10 out of 10. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's my expectation for this album, okay? Porter's put out 2 of my top 10 favorite albums of all time. So let's see if he can deliver a third time and just bring out something incredible. Sorry for the rant, for the tirade. I just wanted to set my expectations for this album. It's insanely likely that I'm going to be disappointed just because my expectations are set so high. But I'm insanely excited. This is like the biggest album drop of the year, in my opinion. A couple things to note real quick. 10 tracks. Okay, it's 10 songs. 4 of these were singles. Okay, so I've basically already heard half the album. Also, collab with Frost Children on this track. That's cool. Okay, not a collab I expected, but one that I think is welcome. One more interesting thing is that 3 of the 4 singles at the beginning of the album. I almost never see this. This is fairly uncommon from at least the album rollouts I've followed. Okay, I've already heard these songs. I might keep my thoughts brief, but I'm still going to listen to them just because it's important. That's part of the experience. Okay, I've been waiting since like midnight yesterday to listen to this. Okay, I wanted to save my reaction for you guys. So make sure to drop a like because I waited to listen to this. Okay, I could have listened to this like 40 times. Without further ado, let's start with Knock Yourself Out, XD. Talk about knock yourself out. Bitch, I'm Taylor Swift. Got 100 million. I really like that this is the first track Porter chose to put on the track list because I think it's going to be a good tone setter. Where Worlds was very much this like bigger than itself, exploring all these different ideas and worlds almost, and a lot of them had this kind of tragic edge to them. They were sad. Obviously, Sad Machine. It's in the name, right? But things like Goodbye to a World and Years of War and Fresh Static Snow, obviously. Much more melancholy, but also kind of nostalgic. Nurture, obviously, very much personal to Porter and went through a lot of his struggles. His love with his mother, his love with Rika on Blossom, and Sweet Time, obviously. Stop saying obviously. I gotta get this word out of my mouth. Okay, not everyone listens to Porter as much as I do. And then like Get Your Wish, feeling almost having imposter syndrome. So also more of a sad record. Porter, he's like, all right, enough of the sad stuff. I'm just so glad I have this opportunity and this fan base. And so I'm just going to have fun, which is obvious in lines like this, okay? This line makes no sense in the rest of Porter's discography. But on this album, where it's called Smile, he's just trying to have fun, okay? Makes perfect sense. I think this is a really good tone setter for the album. Ugh! Production is so good. Very nice lead melody, okay? It's so catchy. Out of the main singles, I think that one's the most fun. There's just such a nice energy and joy to it, because at the end of the day, like Russian Roulette, as much as I was just praising this album for being different and being more being less melancholy, Russian Roulette is very much like, it's optimistic, but it's melancholy still. But that one's just brain dead fun. It's awesome. It's definitely, I already have it in these playlists. I'll swap it out for the album version. I prefer having album versions in playlists. Yeah, I already gave my thoughts on that one. Great tone setter, great intro track. I actually predicted that Cheerleader was going to be either the first or the second track, so good job me. It hits hard immediately, which is what you want from either a track 1 or 2 most of the time. Get ready for the drop, boys. It's not fair. Yep. It's not your fault you're living in a madhouse. Tell that to Tones and I, bro. After I listen to that album, you gotta tell Tones and I mean, it might be her fault. I don't know, but I thought that was funny. She's got hearts in her eyes. Oh, I love this. I love the change in writing, the perspective of the Cheerleader, where this first verse very much focused on, Porter needs, I don't know if it's referring to the fans or a specific person, but basically saying like, I need this attention. It's very important to me. And then the second verse is very much like the Cheerleader is becoming obsessive, almost yandere type deal. And all of a sudden, the Cheerleader feels like, which might be the fan, hey, I'm not getting enough attention. I'm not getting enough praise. So now, I never even liked Porter anyway. I hate Porter. I find that dichotomy cool between the two verses. Leader. Oh, that's one more thing I'll point out real quick. I love, Worlds. It was very much focused. I think Sad Machine might be the only song Porter sings on. The rest of them are either guest vocalists or they're Vocaloid vocal performances, like on Flicker, Fresh Static Snow, Goodbye to a World. And then Nurture was very much him. And I mean, Totally Enormous Extinct Dinosaurs on Unfold, but it's very much laid back and personal and chill. And then this one, it's just, the only word I can really use to describe it is pleasant. It's such a nice tone. It's more confident than it was on Nurture, but it's also not overbearing. It's still got that nice auto-tune flair, not too much, not too little. It's really nice and pleasant to listen to. And that's something you got to praise Porter. When an artist can change their sound as much as they can, with it still forming a collective identity with the rest of their discography, and it's done well, like, you got to praise that. So that's me doing that right now. Good job, Porter. Oh, get ready for this little melody. Boom! What a amazing song. Amazing. So good. I pointed out the things in the writing that I really enjoy, but outside of that, obviously, core melody, one of the catchiest Porter has ever made. Okay? It's so catchy. It's so fun. What a way to start the album so far, okay? It's living up to that 10 out of 10 score that I set up here. The use of guitars, which we're getting into Russian Roulette, which as far as I remember, has a decent amount of guitar. Like, Porter doesn't use guitars in his songs. That's new. That's a new thing he's doing, and it's awesome. Another strong core melody. What a good line. The saddest thing about my whole machine. Guys, do I have to point this out? Sad Machine is 9th right now. That's insane. Part of me is sad to see that, because one of my favorite Porter songs of all time. It's like one of the introduction ones. But at the same time, I'm happy for Porter that this album is doing so well, and it's, you know, taking up a lot of these slots. By the way, I didn't add this one to playlist because I listened on YouTube and then I forgot. So a little more of it's a more subtle drop, and the production is crunchier, which most of the time, okay, bit crush stuff, not a big fan of. Stuff like Fax Gang, I don't mean to throw a random stray, but if you guys have listened to Fax Gang, not necessarily my thing. I'm not as big on the bit crush stuff, but it has a subtlety to it, and it's not crushed to like full compression. It's just more subtle. But notice how this drop just comes in. Nice. He said it. Smile. That's me. This is not me. No. Don't. Let's not get confused. He said YouTube review. That's what I'm doing right now. It's a reaction review. This whole monkey in the mouth, this is not me. Okay, guys. I was talking with with a user on my Discord server, which you can join in the description. Imagine going back in time. You could go before Nurture. You could go right after Nurture. Show someone this line. Show a Porter Robinson fan this line. Tell them Porter Robinson wrote it and released it. There is not a single person on the planet that would have believed you. Maybe a crazy conspiracy theorist or something, but like, I certainly wouldn't have believed Porter would throw something in this. He's just having fun. It's chill. It's funny. You know, this makes you smile, which smile. You gotta love the gunshot percussion too, tying into the Russian roulette kind of concept. Porter's a genius. Oh. Then I close my. Oh, the drop in production. It's gone. Where? This is how you know it's about to build. It's about to go crazy. Okay, because we still have half the song left. Dude, this bridge is so cool. Sorry to interrupt it. Okay, I have to praise it real quick. This bridge is so cool for a couple reasons. First of all, obviously the shift in momentum in the song very much slows it down and gets you. It's like building up to the big moment. The progression's very natural. It's slowly getting more upbeat. The guitar kind of building is cool. And lyrically, moving from this gambling with the life and, you know, considering playing Russian roulette, blowing your brains out, and obviously later it'll talk about more sensitive suicide stuff. But this is just showing joy and appreciation to be alive. And it's just like wanting the simpler things. It's like, you know, I'm so happy I have all these things in my life. Stuff like the snow, and even something as tedious as losing your phone. Like, that's not something you'd think about, but it's something you grow to appreciate. The simpler things. And it gets into bigger life stuff, which I think is awesome too. Yeah. Oh, that's just classic early 2010s, bro. It's so awesome. I love the production on this song. This is like classic S3RL techno.
Don't kill yourself, you idiot.
Tell him. Dude, imagine. I can't even imagine if this song came out like 4 or 5 years ago. What it would have done for me. Beautifully written. I love the techno aspects of it. It's very nostalgic. Covers some serious stuff while also being a lot of fun. There's so many tongue-in-cheek lyrics on this thing, and then there's so many serious lyrics on this thing. Like, don't kill yourself, you idiot. That's funny. That's fun. I want to marry her one more time. I want to thank my dad one more time. Like, these are super melancholy and personal and serious. It's such an interesting song. There's nothing else like it. It's tough to say if it's my favorite just because these two are such bangers. They're so much fun. It'll take some time. Eventually, I'll do a worst to best video for this album because it's only 10 songs. But for now, I'm gonna need a couple more listens to really determine which of the singles is my favorite. We're in new territory now. Perfect Pinterest garden. We're on Genius now. As always, cursor, whatever the cursor's to the left of, that's the line that he's singing. Ooh. What does this remind me of? It's kind of got some MGMT and Crystal Castles almost. That's like the best description. It's very glitchy start. I'm sorry for pausing so early. It just reminded me of something. Let's get into the song. Ooh, okay. Okay. Over there. Yes. Oh my gosh. This song's awesome. Oh, this song is awesome. First of all, love the glitchiness. It's very nostalgic. Makes me reminisce. But you also got this, like, the way the guitar is performed. Like, Porter's never given us something like this. It's awesome. Oh, it's so good. That chorus, the way the production, how does Porter do this? It's so subtle, but the way it escalates when the chorus hits is just so amazing. Because we got that refrain and we heard this, you know, the core lyrics are these O's. And then it hits so much harder in the chorus. How does he do it? It wasn't like a huge drop. It was nice. It was nice to listen to. Ooh, you hear that change in chord progression? Wait, let me run that back. It's not far enough. Oh, these backing vocals too. You hear those? Dude, yes, this song. Oh my gosh. How was this not a single? I mean, I'm glad it wasn't, because I get to film my first time hearing it, but bro. Yes, I could. Porter, I love you, bro. Nice! Yo! It's peak. How does he do it? We're not even halfway through it yet. Okay, so maybe it falls off. But man, that might be my favorite song. I'm not joking. It's like, yeah, the writing isn't as absurd as these songs. It feels like a pop song almost, but it's got those glitchy, more nostalgic electropop aspects and elements to it that it's not really a pop song. In terms of lyrical content, I mean, I don't have too many thoughts. Yeah, it's like, again, we're trying to simplify. Let's have a simple life that we're happy with. And I mean, it was just fun. I was so obsessed with the sound. I don't know if I can give a full analysis of my thoughts on this song. Again, when I do my worst to best video, I'll cover that. Intro, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's on this? Uncredited? No, I'm joking. It's obviously probably a sample from an interview or something. That's funny.
I probably should pick that cup back up.
Interesting. Oh. Am I crazy? Does this kind of sounds like maybe a late 2000s, early 2010s anime soundtrack. This core piano melody, which Clan Ad soundtrack, one of my favorites all time. It kind of reminds me of Clan Ads a little bit. Oh, this piano! Yo! The nostalgia is insane. It's insane. Oh man, how does he do it? It's so different too. Okay, let's just remember these songs had like core guitar parts to them, and this is much more piano focused, has a soundtrack feel, has Lil Wayne on it. Like, what's happening, bro? Tell him. But why is Lil Wayne here again? The guitar's back.
Yeah, I kind of put the cup down for a minute.
Oh, it's not Clan Ad, it's Anohana. That makes so much more sense. Like, just listen to how... I don't know how many people watching this love anime, but just the way it's glitching and warping is very much like a Galileo Galilei, which I know is like his favorite band ever. It's got that style to it. Ooh, got some crackling. Interesting song. That one, again, okay, you gotta appreciate the artistry. It's very different. I will just, full transparency, that one felt a little too simple compared to all these. These were like next level introspective bangers. And this one was like, yeah, I really resonated with this Lil Wayne interview, and I'ma just sing on top of it with a really nice piano melody over top of it. I still really, really liked it. Okay, that doesn't take it out of the 10 conversation for me. A 10 out of 10 album doesn't mean every song is a 10 out of 10. I'm just saying, full transparency, it's the weakest I've heard so far. I still really liked it. I think it's cute. It's a cool analogy with the cup. But at the end of the day, the other songs resonated with me significantly more. What does Kitsune Maison mean? Box house. Let me swap. What am I doing? It's got a nice groove. Nice. Okay.
I always feel like I just found the thing.
Like guitar, bro.
Felt like
I like this part a lot. It's another one that I'm like, yes, it was good, but it's not my favorite song of all time. You know, the first 4 songs are like awesome. They're incredible. That one is more chill. It has freestyle in the name. It's meant to be more loose and just enjoyable. But I have a very simple question, and maybe this opinion will age very poorly and I'll hate myself for it and everyone will make fun of me for it. Would this song be any worse if we changed how the lines were delivered? Like, we just changed the vocal performance? Because right now it's got this very heavy coded auto-tune. It's not like an 100 gex auto-tune where it's kind of all over the place and crazy and wild. This is a more subtle song. Like, would the vocal delivery and performance not be better if it was more similar to a Russian roulette type of deal? That was my biggest issue. I'm fine with the more chill and more groovy track. Okay, I am. Like, Perfect Pinterest Garden wasn't some like absurd banger, but it was awesome. This one I'm less crazy about. It's definitely my least favorite single. Still awesome. Still an awesome song. I do kind of wish the auto-tune was a bit tuned back. It's a little much with how chill and fun the track is. I also don't have a lot of an attachment lyrically. I don't know what the deal with Kitsune Maison is. Obviously, I saw on Genius, it's like Fox House. At first, when I saw that, I like, when I saw the single came out, I was like, Fox Stevenson. Maybe we're gonna get some Fox Stevenson. No Fox Stevenson. Didn't happen. But yeah, it's a good song. It's a good song. I liked it. Trying to look good, trying not to feel. It's catchy though. It's catchy. It's in my head. It's this is kind of a post-rock emo kind of chord progression. What's the deal here? What's the deal? It's interesting. It's different. Again, Porter's a real artist, bro.
If you could only see.
Ooh, cool melody. Interesting. Nice. I got goosebumps. This that is nice. It's pleasant, bro. I'm going back to that word because Porter's nailing this feeling. I don't know if you guys can. You definitely can't see it on the camera. You just see my paleness. Yeah, bro. That gave me goosebumps. That's really pretty. That is so cool. Okay, I don't want to. I'm gonna say this before I click on the annotation, because "Dear Future Self" by Quirkay Benito, I think is one of the best written songs of all time. This might be referencing that. It's not referencing that, but the concept is the same. The idea of being able to communicate with your future self, because it's impossible for your future self to communicate to you. It's not possible. At least in the year 2024. I don't know. I'm no scientist. But through technology, there is ways for us in the present to communicate with our future selves. And I've always found those YouTube videos where people send a message to themselves in 5 or 10 years so fascinating. And I should record one at some point, but I mean, I always forget. But yeah, I love this concept so much. I think it's really powerful, but maybe I'm just sentimental or something. I get it, bro. I need to. Nice. Ooh, nice harmony. First of all, cool little guitar part. What on earth was that? Second of all, again, this goes back, according to the annotation I just read. This concept is similar to what I was just talking about, where all you can really do, like as your present self trying to communicate with your past self, it can't really be done. All you can really do is guess how you would have felt before you've grown into the person you are now. Because you just cannot communicate with that person. That person is different, changed, gone. This idea is pretty melancholy. It's like, bro, look at who I am now. As much as I love who I am now, I'm not who you wanted me to be. Okay? I turned out different than how I dreamed. As anyone who's ever achieved their dreams, I feel like I'm pretty close. It's never how you saw it in your head. It's just reality does not coincide with how we imagine things. And so is that disappointment always present? I'm personally not disappointed in where I'm at, but maybe myself from 5 years ago would be. So it's an interesting concept. This song's writing is really good. Like, it's making me think, which is amazing. That's just proof you got a good written song. Great harmonies. Ooh! Goosebumps again. Oh, I was not expecting that melody to come in. So guys, you know what I was getting at earlier? Like, I'm sure a lot of people might have just thought, they're like, Micah's an ape. He just needs big drum, big drop, big crazy. Because I wasn't as big a fan of these slower songs. That song was slower and was amazing. It was incredible. It was immaculate. Dude, not only was the writing phenomenal and had me thinking a bunch of different crazy stuff, existential stuff, honestly. It did such a nice gradual build. The melodies and harmonies that were in the background, the vocal performance, amazing. Like, that is what I expect from one of these more slow, chill, ballad type tracks. It might be my favorite in terms of writing so far. I genuinely, like, I was getting sentimental. I was feeling existential. Like, there's not a lot of music that does that for me. All right, we got the song with Frost Children now. I'm excited to see what on earth this collab will look like. What the? It's kind of industrial. Ooh. Okay. Guys, do we think this song is better than Mona Lisa by Lil Pump and Soulja Boy? What are we thinking? Better or worse? Or Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar? I didn't know that was a song. I need to listen to that, bro. I need to listen to Lil Wayne. There were people saying, you know, I have no credibility because I've never really listened to his music, but that might actually be better. This song, I liked this song. It's not better. There's a lot of songs called Mona Lisa. This one's really good so far. Nice melody. Okay. Okay. Nice. Dude, both the Frost Children, okay? I haven't listened to a lot of their music, so I'm not super familiar with their vocal styles, but they slot in so well. It feels like Porter. It really does. Great addition. Great addition. Oh, Mona Lisa, darling. Ooh, cool glitchy vocals. Oh, it's kind of punky. Oh, nice. That song was dope. Wait, what? That was awesome. That song was weird, bro. But like in a good way. It's a good weird. I loved the inclusion of the Frost Children. Just the way they added to the track, especially in this last verse. This had like punk elements to it that were sick. Like they were just awesome. And again, very different from what Porter's done in the past. This song kind of felt like appreciating someone's beauty as art. As far as I remember, okay, I didn't really care at the time. The story of Mona Lisa, I think it was like this beautiful woman that just wouldn't smile and then was painted. It kind of, I think it's drawing to that story a little bit that I'm very unfamiliar with, clearly. I might have just said something really stupid. It's just, it feels like an appreciation song for someone that you believe is beautiful. Whatever that person might look like or act like, that was dope. And I loved the glitchy elements, the reversed elements, and the punk elements that were kind of present. It's a little more pop punk than punk, but it's still sick. I loved this part the most of the song, honestly. Two more, bro. The album's almost over. I'm loving my experience. I'm loving my time, and it's gonna be all gone. I mean, it won't be gone. I'll listen to it again and again and again, but the fresh first time experience will be gone. James Ivy production. James Ivy. I love James Ivy. Okay. Hey, if you're not familiar with James Ivy, he made a cover of Something Comforting by Porter Robinson, which is really good. And he's made some other great stuff, but okay. Ooh. I think I've heard this snippet somewhere. Cool production. Oh. This is awesome. This feels like a nurture song, honestly. I get it. I get it. Holy cow. Dude, this is another phenomenally written song. Oh my gosh. I get it so much. I really do. I've been talking about reminiscing and feeling nostalgic and sentimental throughout a couple of the songs on this album. This first verse did a great job. I can picture being in my old house, watching YouTube on the family PC, watching my YouTube channel and seeing it grow on my family computer. The snow days, like the days I was like, is there snow? Is it a snow day? And then looking outside. I don't know how many of you guys relate to that as I live in Ohio. And I think Porter lived near that area, so he probably shares that experience. Losing teeth, like these are all nostalgia for like late elementary school, which it's like there's something special about those years. You don't realize it when you're in them, like, ever. And then like people saying you don't want to go back, like maybe if you remembered everything, but if you don't remember, why would you want to go back? And it's like, bro, because it was simpler. It was awesome. All you had to worry about was school. The rest of your time, you could just consume all the entertainment in the world. It was awesome. Yeah, there's something so amazing about that idea. Along with that, obviously, this core melody is really dope. This is probably the most nostalgic feeling song on the album, which I've been getting really into. A lot of things I used to just absolutely love back in the day. I've been playing older games that I used to play a lot. I got really into Vocaloid. Like, there was probably like a 5 or 6 year period I just didn't listen to Vocaloid unless it was on Osu. And I've been watching like old videos I used to watch, like on the family PC Porter was talking about at the beginning. So sorry for the tirade. I just wanted to kind of give my perspective and be like, you know, I really appreciate the writing on this song and relate to it really hard. Where was I at? Oh yeah, and this. Maybe it's my fault because I'm so nostalgic that some of my habits had you sharing my accent, and you're just like me. I feel like I trained you. I've been trying to change, but I don't know how to change you. This concept of growing up with people, and you've had, like, you just share each other's interests, and these are like your best friends, and all of a sudden, this person is extremely similar to you. You almost feel guilty. You're like, could this person have done more? Could they have been a different person if I wasn't around? I very much agree and feel the sentiment of this song, especially this part. I resonate with that a lot. Nice. That song was dope. I obviously already got into a lot of the writing reasons I really liked the song, but it just had a really nice groove and melody to it that you just gotta appreciate. I will fully admit, did not really hear the James Ivey influence, maybe a little bit in the glitchy main melody, but other than that, didn't really feel like James Ivey production. I mean, that song was awesome. It was really great. One of my favorites lyrically. Again, Porter's killer, bro. This guy's pen game is crazy. James Ivey production again. This guy's a goat. I like the drums a lot. You don't know. This vocal melody is so cool. What does this guitar remind me of? Maybe Paranol? It's Paranol. Yeah, okay. On After the Night or whatever. This guitar melody reminds me of that a lot, which is, I mean, that was one of my favorite albums last year. So very cool, sentimental song. It's a nice conclusion to this kind of nostalgic, chasing the past kind of experience that at least the second half of this album has been. Nice. Goosebumps, bro. All of you. Wow. Good job, Porter. I hope Porter's watching this. That would be unreal. I might have bad information, but from what I understand, I'm pretty sure Porter's mom watched my Mom Reacts Nurture video, which is just amazing. But like, that's amazing that happened. I know Porter, the type of person he is, he's just going to be scrolling through all of the responses to this album. And so what is my response? First of all, great song. That was dope. Really liked it. What are my thoughts on this album? Has Porter achieved the perfect 10 out of 10 3-album run? I don't think so. I don't think, not to take away from the album, because I absolutely loved it, okay? And it seems like everyone else loves it. But I will say this, okay? I'm seeing Porter in Indianapolis. So if you end up seeing me, feel free to say hi. That'd be awesome. I'm going to give this album a 98. That's my gut rating. That's how I'm feeling in this current moment, okay? And here's the reason why I'm feeling a 98, which is an incredible score, by the way. I don't give scores that high very often. The writing on this album was incredible. It's like, I don't know how Porter continues to do it. Worlds had very simple writing, but very potent writing. Very, like, you were able to imagine these places that he was crafting. Nurture, he was able to have you in his shoes after not releasing something in so long and see him finally start to appreciate and love life. And this felt like a love letter to life. It showed love toward, like on Mona Lisa, you know, the beautiful people that are around you. On Is There Really No Happiness and Everything to Me? Like love for the old things of your life, the nostalgia. Knock Yourself Out, Cheerleader, Russian Roulette, almost just love for the position he's been placed in. As opposed to Nurture, he felt like it was more like, do I deserve this position? This was like, this is awesome. I love being in this position. And then some of the tracks in the middle, less my thing. They were less significant. They weren't as fun either. So it was kind of worst of both worlds. They were still awesome songs, but they weren't the super powerful ones that the rest of the album were. Where Worlds and Nurture, I feel like they nail that the whole time. And so I'm going with a 98. Maybe it'll grow on me, okay? When I listened to Nurture for the first time, guys, I'm going to be honest, it was not a 10 for me. Same with Worlds, okay? Worlds is my favorite album of all time. It took time to grow on me. It was not my favorite album the first time I listened to it. It's possible it'll grow on me. It'll become a 10. For now, I'm going to give it a 9. A very high 9. I have to praise the album. It's awesome. It's amazing. You have to listen to it. It is, if you look at my page, okay, it is my current album. Where's Brat? That knocked Brat out for me. Brat was in my top 5. Porter delivered once again. That was a killer album. I'm going to be listening to it all week. I'm sure we'll have discussions in my Discord server if you want to join that. Follow me on social medias. I'm probably going to be posting about the album. Porter, I've been getting notifications on my phone the entire recording about Porter just talking about this album. So if you want to see more Porter content, okay, you might, I'm sure there's a Mom Reacts here or the Iceberg video. You can check those out either place. Porter, if you're watching this, okay, you said on the album multiple times you love us. We love you too, okay? Great album. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. Get ready for Quirkay Season 2. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.